Hello, everybody. I see we have a lot of German friends. That's so awesome. It does look like it's a great time for our friends in Germany. And I saw someone from Atlanta, Georgia, and someone from Portugal. So, welcome. I am a little bit early. I just like to make sure that everything is working, if it is. I hope it's working. Let me know if you can hear me and if everything is working well. Give me a thumbs up. Yay! Someone from Puerto Rico. Hi, Barbara. Oklahoma, Holland, Denmark, Brooklyn, New York, Spain. Yay! Can't hear me. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, you can hear me. Okay. Oh, okay. You had me nervous there, Rachel. Yay! First live stream. Welcome, Xenia. Yay, it's good to see y'all this morning. Oh, someone says they can't see me. Can y'all see me? I see you can hear me. Can you see me? Okay. I see someone saying everything looks good. All right. Awesome. I see so many people who've been here before, and I see so many new names. Thank y'all for being here. And I hope you're excited for making a fireplace, which you can see, well, a fireplace surround or a mantel. This is what I decided to work on today because it's kind of time to start getting some of those details in on the interior. And I thought, I don't know, I'm just kind of in that mode where it's like I just want to make whatever I'm drawn to. And I was really excited when I was doing some research to work on this little fireplace here, because this is going in the Fairfield, which you can see back here. The Fairfield is a Victorian house that was redecorated in the 70s. So there is going to be some architectural elements that are left over from the Victorian era. Wow, this is going to be one of those days where I can't say my words. This is going to be one of those architectural elements left over from the Victorian era. And then there will be some 70s decor kind of around it. So. Hi, Susan. I am doing good. It is a good day here. It is a cold day here in Texas, which cold days are kind of few and far between. This cold. It's not usually as cold as it is right now. It's supposed to get to like maybe 4 degrees, which I'm sure there's a lot of places in the world that are like 4 degrees is not that big of a deal. But Fahrenheit. But to Texas, it's very cold, and we are not used to driving on ice because it's very rare. We don't have salt trucks that will get up and kind of salt the roads for us. We have a few, but it's not like a fleet. I used to live in Illinois, and I remember waking up to the sounds of the salt trucks going down the roads, clearing the roads, because they had like a fleet of salt trucks that would help us get to where we needed to go, because snow and ice was just part of life. Not so much here in Texas, so everyone is not going anywhere. Gabriella, I'm from Texas, but I moved to London. I love London. I got to visit there for a little bit. -44. Oh my goodness. Ooh. I think the lowest that I remember it getting to in Illinois was like the -20s. I think that's like the absolute coldest I remember, but it could have been colder. It took the weather getting really cold to actually close anything in Illinois. But you just get like a few flakes in Texas and everyone's like, nope, nope. Everything closed down. Don't go anywhere. Clear the grocery stores. -20 in Denmark. Oh my goodness. Wow. Your Fairfield reminds me of a new YouTube channel called The Second Empire Strikes Back. They are remodeling a Victorian house redecorated in the 70s, 80s to its former glory. Is it like a real house or is it a dollhouse? Welcome to your first live stream, Shay. All right, so, man, I keep seeing these temperatures. Woo! It's making me feel very thankful for the temperature I do have. All right, so I'm going to give a little bit of a disclaimer because it looks like I'm super prepared here. It looks like I'm super prepared. I've got a pattern, I've got some stuff cut out, but I am kind of just figuring it out as I go, as opposed to the last live stream where I made the couch. I had every single step planned out in my head already. Here I do not. I'm just going to kind of be see, I told you, I'm not going to be able to talk. I'm going to be figuring it out as I go. And y'all can help me along the way, try and figure out what I need to add to help it look a little bit more like this. I'm not trying to do this exactly, but inspired by this, especially because it's in half scale. It's super tiny, and so getting all these little intricate details is going to be difficult. So, good thing you're building a fireplace. Yes, exactly. Maybe that's why I was so inspired, because I would really love to be warm. It snowed again last night in South Dakota and it's been below 0 for about 2 weeks. It's not so bad when you get used to it, but I'm hungry for some sun. It's very, okay, the Seychelles? You have to let me know if I said that correctly. Very humid, hot here, endless summer vibes. We miss winter. It's always greener. The grass is always greener on the other side, right? It's like when you're cold, you wish it was warm. When you're like burning hot, you're like, okay, I wish it was cold. All right, so I have some chipboard. This is the really thin material that's kind of like cereal box material. And this isn't cereal box material. This is just craft chipboard. And then I cut out some patterns because I'm hoping that when I re-edit down this video, I will have a pattern that I can share with you if you want to create it too. So I'm trying to keep my pattern pieces. And so yeah, we'll just kind of see how it goes. And hopefully by the end of this, we will have a completed fireplace. I did make a template of the brick wall that I have in the Fairfield. That way I'm not having to go back and forth to the house, because the house is huge. Trying to get the house underneath the camera. I think if we complete the fireplace, I'll try and get it underneath here so that you can kind of see how it looks against the brick. But I just went ahead, and this is a great tip, that if you're trying to work on a wall, just make a pattern of it, and then you don't have to go back and forth to your house all the time. I've seen people use spaghetti for small details. That's interesting. Do you have the furry toothpick for earwax that could help you a little bit? I don't. I do have, I'll show you what I do have. I have these decorative toothpicks. I forgot to show you these. So I have craft sticks, and then these I got from a Daiso. And they just have this little bit of detail on it. So I think this will be great for some half scale detail, for like these like rounded details here. See if I can point in the right place. So I don't know. I'll see how these work. I know you can get decorative toothpicks different places. So I just happened to find these at Daiso, which is spelled Daiso. It's like a Japanese type dollar store type of store, and they always have kind of neat little things. Hello from southern France. 15 degrees Celsius, 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and we think it's cold. Okay, so we will get started. Made brick wall with a sponge, just cut out strips where the mortar is. That's it. I've never seen one made from a sponge, but that sounds great. Okay. Oh, and I had something that was sent to me. If you haven't seen the Fairfield before, these are my occupants. These are my little people. So I brought one over so I can continue to test the size of my fireplace, because typically, like a mantle, you want to be able to like put your elbow up on it. And then someone in the mail sent me a little kid pose skeleton. So thank you, Anne, for sending a little child for my family here. So little. I do have a kid's room planned for the house, so it's only appropriate that we have a kid. And then there's a little elephant toy that came with it. Super cute. And if you're wanting to find these, they're called Pose Skeleton, Pose Skeleton. So if you want to check them out, that's where you can find them. You can find them all over the internet. Who is your favorite character from Stranger Things? I think this one's pretty obvious. I feel bad saying that it's pretty obvious, but I really love Elle's character, but then I also love Dustin, so I really enjoyed it. I watched Stranger Things so fast. I'm so sad that I'm out of episodes. Really enjoyed it. Okay, so let me show you what I have so far, and then we can kind of move forward. I am going to miss some chat, just because there's 153 of us here at the moment. So if I miss your question, Rachel is really good about making sure that I see if there's a question that has to do with what I am working on screen right now. And so everyone say thank you to Rachel, because she's been an awesome mod, and I have forgotten so many times to tell her a specific thank you in the stream. So thank you, Rachel, for helping. And yeah, so let's get started. I did see someone ask if I made the template myself. I did. I sketched it out last night, just kind of looking at this. So I made the top part a little bit thinner because I want to see more of the brick, because if I make it too big, then all of that brick work will just kind of disappear. So you can see it sitting on, well, let me use the one that's not the same color so you can actually see. All right. So there we go. That's what it's going to kind of look like, and then this will be all brick behind. All right. So my idea is that this will kind of go here and be a place to put the mantle. So this will kind of be a shelf right here. So this is the same exact shape as the bottom part here. And so I can add some chipboard on top, and that will stick out this way to create the mantle. And then this part is going to stick out the front. As you can see, there's like an archway kind of pushed out from the square, which works out perfectly because the hole in the actual fireplace that comes with the kit is this square. So I cut this out to be the correct size, and I thought it was cool that it had an archway because that looks a little bit more fancy, I think. So what I need to do is figure out how I'm going to push this out. And I think that's where some of these craft sticks are going to come in. Yeah, so like I said, kind of making this up as I go. And yeah, I like to be a little bit more prepared as far as the plan. But you know, that's what's fun about the lives, is you kind of get to see the thought process that goes into this, as opposed to me just being like pre-prepared, and you see like every single step like in rapid fire. This is kind of the slow paced, we'll figure it out as we go part of miniatures. My first live stream. Hi, Keisha. Let me know if it's Keisha or Kesha. Yay for a snow day. Hello from New York. It's very cold here. I'm in New Mexico too. More snow on Sunday. Yeah, I'm wondering if we're going to get snow. I don't know. Like, that would make it prettier. From the inside of the house staying warm, you could look outside and be like, wow, snow. But I also know, at least here, it makes it a lot more dangerous. There was an 86 car pile up yesterday very near to us, because the roads were just covered in black ice. Very, very scary, very dangerous. So even though I think snow is really beautiful, it's kind of a very dangerous thing for this area, just because we're not prepared for that. So toothpick spindle could hold up the mantle. Yeah, I think probably will play around with that. And then I also have these match sticks. Okay, so I am just going to start by gluing this piece on here, and we're just going to go for it, see what happens. And if we mess up, then we mess up. Would something like this be okay to use a miniature 3D on a greeting card? Yeah, definitely. I think you could do like leveling, like do different levels. And you may not make it as 3D, but yeah. Yeah, Renee. This is very not good. Not good. 130 cars this morning. That's why we shut everything down. As much as we can shut down when it's this cold, we shut down. Because we just, our road system and our road workers cannot handle it. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on. I had family members texting me if my husband was out trying to get to work or anything, but he has been working from home a lot, which has been great, so I didn't have to worry about him. Hi, Andy. I'm originally from SoCal, never walked on ice before. I actually did have to go to the post office yesterday, and there was definitely ice, like on the sidewalks. And it reminded me so much of Illinois, just trying to get into the school, because they didn't cancel school for snow. And most of the time they had salt, but there were always those patches that did not have salt. And I remember one time, so I played the flute in high school, and you'd bring your instrument back and forth. Actually, I didn't play the flute in high school. I played the flute in junior high. I played the bassoon in high school. Anyway, so I got off the bus, and as soon as my foot hit the sidewalk, just slipped out from underneath me. And I remember my box with all the flute pieces just split open, and I was searching for all of the parts of my flute in the snow. And when you're in junior high, that's kind of like, now, like as an adult, adults are like, oh man, that stinks, let me help you. But when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my gosh. This is the worst thing that ever happened. And I just remember searching for all those little parts of my flute. when you get this done, will there be a template for it? Yes. That's why I'm keeping all these pieces and I'm cutting out each individual piece and making sure I don't toss them so that I can give you a template if this works. So, okay. So now what I need to do is I'm thinking I'm going to lay these sticks. I have my easy cutter right here. I'm going to lay these sticks and figure out how many I need to kind of pop this out. So I'm definitely going to need more than 2 or more than 1. But I don't want it to be too wide. Trying to keep going back to my reference photo, which I have up on the screen. I'm thinking maybe 3. Yeah, I like the depth of 3. Did I change Beetlejuice's jacket like you suggested? I did not, but I think just because right now he's like finished, but I think if I decide to make him some more clothes, I will do that. I'll probably take off the batting off of his back and then I will put it on the jacket so it's easier to change. So if I go back and create some other clothes, then I will definitely be doing your idea. So this is how far I have it sticking out. Do you think that's enough or do you think I should do one more? It looks like a pretty thin, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe one more. I'm making a 1/12 scale man but have nothing for his small amount of hair. Do you think cutting a feather to make hair would work? I've never tried that before. Do you have any yarn? Yarn could work, and Beetlejuice's hair was made from faux fur, so if you have any type of faux fur material. One more? Okay. I see y'all. One more. All right, so we're gonna do 4 layers, which means I don't need 4 full sticks. I just need to cut 4 that are the same length. All right, so I'm gonna cut this down. I lost my easy cutter, y'all, and I was very nervous. I didn't know what I did with it, and it was like underneath and behind a box for some reason, and I was panicking because I knew I needed my easy cutter for this morning or else my hand would just be in pain for the rest of the day. I'm trying to make this easy, but it's not working. Okay, so I'm just going to transfer this length onto everything else. So we need 8 because we need 4 on each side. Okay, so that's 3. 4. 5. 6. And then, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then we need 2 more. 7, 8. Oh, felting wool makes good hair. I have not tried that, but well, I guess I'm thinking maybe the Princess and the Pea's hair might have been some kind of felting wool because it was like pulled out, or it was pretty loose. It wasn't quite as condensed as regular yarn. I bought a cutter like you're using because of you. I didn't know it existed. I used garden shears before. They kind of are like garden shears, but it's nice that it has like the plate for you to get the right angle. That definitely helps. No yarn in the white gray color I need. I wonder if you could use cotton balls. Where did you purchase your cutter? You can get them on Amazon and most craft stores have them. And a lot of craft stores actually have a coupon every now and then. So if you are able to go to a craft store, if you feel safe going to a craft store, make sure you look up a coupon because I've seen them at, I think, most craft stores. They're kind of in this, well, from what I've seen, they're kind of in like the scissor paper cutter area. It's not as accurate. Yeah, look up, if you want to look it up online, go look up, I'll try to remember also to put a link in this video after it goes up, but look up craft easy cutter and you should find it. There's going to be several different styles, and I actually have one of the other styles, but make sure you get one that has this because then you can cut really good angles. And then also make sure it has this bolt because the bolt allows you to unscrew this. And then whenever the scissor sharpener person comes to Joann's or a place near you, you can take this off and sharpen it. And so when this goes dull, you don't have to replace the entire piece. You just sharpen this. Or if you sharpen your own tools, you can get a whetstone and sharpen it. Yep, you can take it apart and sharpen it. So you just have to make sure it has this bolt when you're looking at the pictures. So that's what I suggest. If it might be a little bit more, but I think it's worth it so you don't have to keep buying a new one. Okay, so let's start gluing on some of these pieces, and then this will also be a good gauge for how deep our mantle needs to be. Aw, thank you for the super chat, Rhonda. Thanks for your inspiration. I appreciate it. Let's see. Are you going to do an Amazon shopping page so we can also support you while getting the right product? So I looked into that, and I remember other people having an Amazon shopping page. But when I looked into it, I couldn't figure out how to do it. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a page on my website that has all of the links. And then that way, if I have affiliate links that go to companies other than Amazon, I can add those too. So then I would just have one link in my description of every video, and it would say, you know, to go to find any or all of the items that I use, go to this page, and then you can see, you know, go shopping. So that's my plan. I just haven't done it yet, but I did look into it, and I don't know if they took that feature away, but I just couldn't figure out how to do it. I used Aira's link and told Santa about it and got mine. Hi, Lish. Thank you. I'm hoping we can get quite a bit done on it today. I don't really know how much how long it will take. So I'm using Fabri-Tac today. I typically in the live streams I use a lot of hot glue so that things go together quickly, but hot glue in half scale is even more riskier than hot glue in 12 scale because it's kind of chunky. So I am using Fabri-Tac, which I refer to, this isn't true, but I refer to it as cold hot glue because it grabs super, super fast. And I feel like I can just keep crafting. It still will move around a little bit, so it's not as fast drying as hot glue, but it lays flatter than hot glue. So if you want a quick grab, I definitely suggest using some Fabri-Tac. And it glues all sorts of stuff, not just fabric. You can do lists on Amazon and share the list. I saw that, but I was kind of scared that people would think it was like a wish list, and I didn't want people to buy things for me. I want, you know, people to get things for themselves if they think it was something. So I didn't want it to get confused. I didn't want people to get confused and think that these were things that I wanted someone to get for me. So I just wanted to, yeah, that was my thought process. Okay. So this is how thick the 4 is. I think that's pretty good, because this one does look pretty thin, and I think if I add another one on top here, then I can add the toothpicks over it. So I think 4 is probably the max we want to go. All right, so I'm going to clamp these while I work on the other side. These are just dollar store chip clips, and these are like my favorite. These are one of my favorite things to use to clamp, because they have this like rubber coating, and so they're really grippy. And so I use these a lot more than my regular clamps. Okay, so now I'm going to do the other side. I'll do some research on how to do that, and if I find anything useful, I'll let you know. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I looked, my husband looked, we couldn't figure it out, but if anyone can figure it out, it is my comment section, because y'all know stuff. Question for the hive mind. I hope they can help you. Modern Potions Lab. That sounds exciting. Do you do your own nails? Yes, I do. I have invested in the little UV machine and some gel nail stuff, just because I'd rather spend the money on miniature supplies than my nails, although I love to have my nails done. And then I decided that, you know, I don't do my nails for every video, but I knew it would be nice if my nails did look okay, because since you're staring at my fingers for like in every video. So I try my best. I've always loved doing my own nails, and so anyway. All right, so that's 2 on there. Add another one. You're a nail tech, Samantha? Oh, I think it's worth it to get your nails done. I just can't afford it if I want to also get my miniature supplies. I have noticed that the ones, like, because I have gotten my nails done, those last way longer than what I can do. And I'm sure it's like the stuff that I'm buying is not as good, or the technique that I'm doing is not working out as well. Mine usually can last about a week that I do, and then they pop off. It's not like they just chip, like the entire nail comes off, like the entire covering, not my fingernail, but the entire covering comes off. But when I get them done professionally, they last for like a month. So there's definitely a benefit from having a professional do it. I'm a huge fan of Holo Taco sparkly nails. My kids laugh so hard. Yeah, I've wanted to try some Holo Taco. I actually haven't looked into getting any, because I'm like upset. Like I want my nails to like now that I've done gel nails, I want my nails to like get dry immediately, and so I get really impatient if I have to sit there and use like regular drying nail polish. I get very, very impatient, because now I'm used to like the UV stuff. So she comes out with a line of gel nail polish. I'm so there. Okay, so now we've got our 2 levels. like so. Let me put some clips on there. Ouch, I'm out of my chip clips, so I have to use a regular one. And then I can do the mantle. Okay. Let me get it lined up. So the mantle is just going to stick out slightly more. It still looks like a very thin mantelpiece. You can use the UV machine for resin crafts too, so it's an investment. Definitely. And I didn't realize that. I didn't realize I was actually going to get into UV resin. I got the nail curing machine first, and then I was like, whenever I got into UV resin and doing UV resin effects, I was like, I already have something that will help with this. I was so excited. I quit my long-time full-time job and started my own company. Congratulations, that's awesome. Now money is tight, so no extra like nice nails. No worries about the nails questions. I actually have a video on my channel where I do my nails and I attach miniatures. It was like when I first got into it, and like nobody watched that video, and I was so excited about it. But apparently there's like a whole, like there's like nail competitions where they do stuff like that, and I didn't know. I just thought it was fun to like put like miniatures on my nails because I was a miniature channel and I was into doing my nails. And anyway, all right, so let's start with figuring out the mantle. I think, I don't know, let's try out some of these popsicle sticks because it'll be easier to use a popsicle stick than the chipboard, but it may not be wide enough. So this is just a regular popsicle stick. Oh wow, actually it looks like it might be the right depth. That might be perfect actually. In a half scale, a popsicle stick is the perfect size for a mantelpiece. I think I have a jumbo popsicle stick, but I think that'd be too much. Oh yeah, that's way too deep. So regular popsicle stick will work. What do y'all think? Love the miniature nail video. It was fun. I had fun making it too. I'm missing a lot of comments. I'm planning to make a fireplace out of a photo frame. Mine is 1/6, but depending on the frame size, it would work for every scale. Well, that's a great idea. Have I seen? I don't know. I hope you will send me a picture of it when you're done, because I would love to see that. I was thinking maybe I've seen someone do that, but I can't think of who it would have been, but I like that idea. Okay, so I am going to cut off. Okay, I'm going to cut off the length that I think I need actually. Right here, maybe. And then right here. And the length that I'm cutting off is going from this bump out to this bump out right here. So that's the length that I'm cutting, if you're wondering what I'm looking at. And I'm going to use my easy cutter. I was thinking of making this entire thing from chipboard, and I was like, why don't I just grab my craft sticks and see what we can do, because that would be a lot faster than cutting a million layers of chipboard. All right, so these should be stuck down enough, I think. What is your first step when you open your dollhouse? What's your first step when you open your dollhouse? Do you mean like open the dollhouse kit? I think my first step is, wow, okay, I need to make this a little bit wider, I think. Sorry, I got distracted. Yep, I need to make this wider. Okay, we'll keep this piece for something else, but it is not looking right. It needs to be wider because if I look at the picture, I wasn't paying attention. It goes out further. So let me make it a little bit wider. So when I open my dollhouse kits, the first thing I do is I dry fit the main pieces, and so I'll take out the big pieces and start to figure out what I want, because a lot of times when I'm using a kit, I'm not making it exactly how they're telling me to make it, except for the Fairfield. The Fairfield, I followed almost all the directions, except not the directions for the windows and doors. I purchased those. Okay, let me see if this is better. But when I was doing the Addams Family house, yeah, I think that's a better length. When I was doing the Addams Family house, I knew that it was going to be a little bit different because I wanted to make them into different things. Oh, bye, Samantha. And I'm going to cut off the corners to round the corners a little bit here. And then I'll probably use some sandpaper before I glue it on. So for the section of the Addams Family house that has Gomez and Morticia's room, and then the lower level is the dining room. Those rooms, I knew I wanted to add on a hallway. So I guess it's a little different. It depends on your intention. If you want to use it how it is, I would go ahead and read the directions and just start with step 1 and start putting things together. I usually do step by step, and then once I get a certain amount through, I will do a base coat over it all once I have a certain amount together, because I don't like base coating just the pieces by themselves. I'd rather it be like the foundation and then put a base coat on, and then a few walls and then put a base coat on. But with that kit that I was talking about in the Addams Family, I dry fit it together, which means I just took tape and taped it all together, and then I could go through and make all my adjustments. So if I wanted to add a doorway or if I wanted to add a window, I would make all those adjustments, draw them out, and then I could take it all back apart and then custom cut the things that I wanted before I even started putting things together. So I don't know if that answered your question, but that's kind of what my thought process is, depending on which direction I want to go. Get some sandpaper here. I'm going to round the corners of this. Okay. So I'm just going to stick this on here. And that is how the top part is looking. Let's put the other chipboard piece on, so it'll look like so. And then let's pull out some of these. I always try to plot out what's going to be on each floor, because I hate the thing where you walk up to the stairs to the bathroom and like, what even is privacy here? Yes, I have done that too, where I dry fit it and then I just stare at it and then write down all my ideas, or even just kind of sketch out the rooms like in a grid, knowing where each thing is going to be. Because a lot of kits, you can, if you're using like a real good toys kit, they make it to where you can move the walls anywhere in the space. With Greenleaf kits, they're a little bit more set to where you have to put the wall in the tab. You can change it yourself, but that's where dry fitting definitely helps, because then you can figure out where you need to mess things or drill a hole or cut off a tab, all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, we're using these. Avery, you could use 3 toothpicks at the very top of your mantelpiece and then cut them into 3 smaller pieces so it makes the same pattern at the top, if you know what I mean. Are you referring to my picture? Well, I know it's really small. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Hold on. Is it big now? So it has these like little tiny pieces that go across here, and those would be really fiddly to make in half scale, but I'm wondering if I could maybe not make as many, but maybe just use like the very decorative small part that goes across. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out when we get to the top. But are you talking about these like longer pieces here? I do have a mirror piece. Hold on, let me get this guy back in where it needs to be. Okay. Yes, this is 1/24 scale. And here's my little person that goes in my 1/24 scale project, so you can see the scale compared to the person. Can zoom in just a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. Although when I zoom in, I tend to accidentally go off of the camera. So let me know if I'm off of the, if I'm not on screen. Okay, so I think I'm just going to start gluing things down. Let's do it. Let's just glue some stuff down. We're not going to be afraid today. We're just going to go for it. Okay. Because it's times when I sit here and think about it, that's when my projects end up taking longer and I end up doing the same steps I thought of in the first place, but I think about it for ever and ever. So I'm just going to start gluing stuff down. So we'll hopefully have a fireplace mantle by the end. All right, so here's this piece. Hit a lovely thumbs up button and subscribe. Thank you, Rachel. Yes, if you would hit the like button, that definitely does help. And I have heard that YouTube has been unsubscribing people. And I have also noticed that I have been unsubscribed from other channels that I normally watch. And so if you check the button, if it says subscribe, and it's, I think, red, that means you're not subscribed. If you click it and it turns gray and says subscribed, then you're all set. Well, I say you're all set until YouTube decides to unsubscribe you. I don't know why. You would think YouTube would want people to be subscribed, but alas, we cannot understand what YouTube wants. I just got my kit for my birthday and it's from Real Good Toys. I'm so excited. Yay! What style is it? How tall is the 1/24 skeleton? He is about 3 inches. So is he on screen? 1, 2, 3, a little over 3 inches. So he's probably in half scale about 7 feet tall. So he's a tall guy, but I'm still using him in my half scale house. Normally a 6-foot person would be 3 inches tall for a 1/24 scale, and 1/24 and half scale is the same. It's like you're saying like a ½ inch equals a foot, so that's why it's called half scale. That's why some people call it half scale. I'm living vicariously through you, running around the house on a sock hunt. My partner sheds socks wherever they go, and now their toes are cold. Oh no, socks are very important. They're important to me. I cannot live without socks. And constantly my children are losing socks. And I I don't know what to do about that. I'm like, if you want socks, you gotta keep track of them. Socks are important. All right. Okay. I've been getting unsubscribed from channels randomly too. It's really odd. All right. So I am missing some comments, so I'm sorry if I missed something. I'm trying to keep up. I cannot read fast enough. Oh, if you haven't watched a channel in a certain amount of days, they unsubscribe you. What? Well, that would be nice if they would tell people that so they could at least check. Oh, Nancy's knitting socks. I wish I knew how to do that. I'm wearing 3 pairs of socks. I feel that in my soul. Does Stormy steal socks? Stormy loves socks, but we have this thing where we tie a knot in an old sock, and that's kind of our message to her that this is your sock. And so she's pretty good about that. Every now and then my son will leave a sock on the ground, and then quickly it becomes her sock. But if it's a sock with a knot in it, we know that that's hers. It was given to her. It is hers now. And so she's pretty good about that. Okay, I'm thinking about maybe using 2 toothpicks here, just because I don't have a thicker one. And I need to do something so I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a block down here at the bottom. So I'm thinking maybe I need to put like a block for it to end in here. So maybe I can use my matchsticks for that. Okay, so let me see. So I'm thinking if I cut a little bit of a matchstick here, that could kind of be my spot where the toothpick ends. So it goes from the top to the bottom, like so. And then I cut it off right here. So let's try that. I think that might work. We're just going for it. So let's go for it. The trick is going to be, all right, there we go. Let's see. All right, here we go. So now I just have a little piece that goes like that, and that'll be the ending point where my toothpicks they'll get wedged in there if I don't lose my pieces. I missed in the comments, somebody said they have a video of Harry Potter minis they made. I want to see that, so whoever said that, please at me. I don't know who said it in the comments, but if you go to Darkest Raven Designs, she does a lot of Harry Potter miniatures. She has like a full scale, not a full scale, a 12 scale, I think it's 12 scale, Hagrid's hut, and she does Harry Potter matchboxes, I think twice a month. I can't remember how often she does them, but they're all Harry Potter themed, and she's trying to do 50 of them. So if you're into Harry Potter, she's definitely, Harry Potter plus miniatures, she's definitely for you. If you've never tried Bombas socks, you're missing out. They are the best socks ever, and they give a pair to the homeless for every sock you buy. Oh, that's awesome. I'll have to look them up. Bombas. All right. Is this the one I cut off of? I guess so. Make another one. Now the other thing I'm thinking is the fireplace that I am making this mantle for is 2-sided. So I'm wondering, should I make 2 of these, one for each side, or should I make the other side not as decorative, because the other side is in the dining room. So this is the living room side, or should this be the dining room side? Should the dining room be more fancy? I don't know. Or should I just make two of them? That would probably be the easy. Not easy. I wouldn't say easy. The easy one would be to make a plain one on the other side. But should they match? I don't know. Okay. So now I have the two little, we'll call them the feet. You think both should be fancy? There's a sock factory in the town where you live. Can you go on like tours? Is the one room formal? Probably use it in the formal. Let me show it to you. Let me see if I can get it on camera while this dries a little bit, and then y'all can tell me what you think. Let me zoom out a bit. Okay, let me see if I can get it on camera. Something rolling around in there. Okay, so this is the fireplace side that I thought I was working on, and this is the living room. So you can see the scale. This is my hand. Covers the entire living room. And then there's the fireplace. And then the dining room is this other side over here. And then there's going to be shelves here for like a bookcase. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Sorry, I gotta scoot down here. Dining room, bookcase, and living room. So let me know if you think they should be the same or what your thoughts are. It's getting harder and harder to get that giant house on camera. Different dining room should be a 70s remodel. Oh, that's a good idea, since I'm doing like the two different, like Victorian versus 70s. Like they remodeled the dining room fireplace, but not the living room. Make them the same. Or maybe I could paint one in like 70s colors. Both fancy, but with different details. What lights do you recommend for videos? I'm working on a Greenleaf orchid bash, and I'm thinking about starting a YouTube for the process. I have a video that is a tour of my office. Now, I saved up for the lights that I have now. They actually hang from the ceiling. You can get a lot of, actually, I'd probably suggest, if you're just using like a phone or a single camera, look up ring lights. Some kind of ring light that you can put your camera inside of the ring light, because then wherever you put it, the light will kind of shine on what you're looking at. So if you're just starting out, probably not the lights that I have, because I worked with different lights a long time before I got these, and after I'd had my like permanent studio set up. But yeah, look up ring lights and see if there's one that will work with the camera that you're using, and then wherever you move it around, there will be light shining. All right. Let's see. Two different ones. One fireplace with ceramic tiles would be nice. Oh, tiles would be interesting. Those could definitely be 70s-ized. Yeah. Are y'all talking about mirrors? I actually have a mirror. This is the same stuff I used in the Addams Family house. It's actually really reflective. This was suggested to me by Spellbound Miniatures, Lisa from Spellbound Miniatures. This actually has a film on it, so you can work with it before you take the film off. So I'll probably be using this to create the mirror for the inside. And it's really flat, which is what I like about it. It doesn't have to be like the thick glass mirror. It's just like a reflective mirror material. All right, so let's get to cutting some toothpicks. Let me get some tweezers so we can get the toothpicks in there. There we go. All right. Right now at Dollar Tree they have trunks. I bought 2 stores to make a Harry Potter. I bought out 2 stores to make Harry Potter school trunks. Oh, you mean like little like miniature chests? That's cool. At which place? The Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree is the place to go, where everything's actually $1 and not just an even dollar amount. Oh, let me zoom back in. Sorry. There we go. Could you do the 70s fake stone for one of the fireplaces? I was looking up 70s fireplaces, and all I could find as far as like 70s style, it was like an entire stone wall. Like the entire wall was stone, and then there was like a little opening for the fireplace with like a wooden mantle, and that was it. And I'm like, I already made my wall brick, so I'd hate to make it stone, you know, because I already did all the brickwork for it. So I don't know. But, and then the other ones that I saw from the 70s, it was like this tube that came down from the ceiling, and then it went out to like a triangle shaped pod. And so that was like everywhere. So I guess those were really big in the 70s. Kind of look like little spaceship type fireplaces. All right, so then we'll do a double toothpick here. I think that makes it look kind of fancy. Like so. And I'll probably go back and do some filler in here just to smooth this over. But for now, I think that looks okay. So let me get 2 more toothpicks. Use toothpicks to get decorative ends at the top and the bottom with a spacer in the middle. Oh, that's interesting. I might do that on the top because it does look like the top is a little bit fancier. So I think I might save that idea for the top part, and we'll just do kind of plain at the bottom. Cut that off. Okay. Stick that guy in there. 1 more, and then we can glue these on. And then I do have some paper punches that I thought we could kind of decorate this part before it gets painted. So let's do this. Okay, I wanted to ask during this live stream y'all's opinion. I've gotten several comments recently about music in the videos, so I'd love to know your opinion. Do you like music in videos? Do you prefer music do you prefer the videos without any music, or do you prefer like occasional music where it's like no music while I'm talking, but then like if I'm doing like a tour or something is sped up, music during those times? Or what are your feelings on that? Because I like music, but I'm also, you know, not the one going back and rewatching my videos. So if you're watching my videos like 20 times, I don't want you to be annoyed. But I also, you know, I want it to be, you know, an enjoyable video and not just sound like just my voice talking over and over again. Bye, Shay. Sometimes the music is a little loud, competes with your voice. No music while talking. Never really notice me if you aren't talking. Music is fine. No music, it's annoying. Occasional music. Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking. It was kind of like when I was talking, no music. I think music can add a lot, but then it can also kind of take away. I think I used to, well, I know this for a fact. I would use music to kind of cover up my voice. I know I used to do that because I was like nervous. But I feel like I've gotten a bit more confident with my talking. Like you can't tell from this live stream where I've messed up every single word I've said, but I've gotten a little bit more confident. And so I don't feel as exposed not doing the music, but I just wanted to know opinions. As long as the music fits the project. No music. Okay. Okay. It looks like it's very mixed, but the biggest thing I see is just no music while I'm talking, which makes sense. I've been trying to get better about music, and a lot of the comments I'm getting are on older videos. So I feel like I was really overdoing the music in older videos. But I just thought while I had you here, I could ask. Okay, so I've got these two glued down. I'm going to take out this big glob right here. I probably don't need to put the glue on the toothpicks. What I need to do is put the glue straight onto the fireplace and lay the toothpicks in the glue. So I probably could have done that a little bit better than I did. Now that one's going to be chunky. Oops. I think that's one interesting thing about miniatures is you can, you know, be doing this for years and you keep learning things about how glue is working and how glue works the best. And it's just like a never-ending learning process of life. Aw, thank you. I think you make amazing videos and you have music that fits. Thank you. Y'all ever watch one of those videos where you feel like a DJ dropping the volume when the music hits and making it louder during the talking? The music at the beginning of the video fits really well. Yeah, I like to do the music at the beginning, but then, yeah, I'll kind of like drop it down. All right, so let me do this gluing part a different way on this side, where I'm just going to add the glue straight to the piece and lay the toothpicks into it, because doing it the other way wasn't working very well. Okay. I don't feel like that's taking hold as much, but it's definitely not squeezing out. I think I need a little bit more. I need to add more glue. You want me to sing the instructions? I don't think you want that. I don't think you want that. I will tell you that my least favorite thing about making videos is the voiceover, because as you can hear, like I mess up my words a lot. And so when I'm trying to explain something in the voiceover, I think the last video I did, I probably re-recorded one part 6 times. One of the times was because my program just wasn't working, but it was like a good 3-minute chunk of instructions that I re-recorded 6 times. And I was about to lose my mind because I could not say, I can't remember which word it was, but I just kept mixing it up and it was driving me bonkers. I could rap the instructions. I did rap my sister's wedding speech. I did do that. Use a paintbrush to paint on the glue. Yeah, this glue is really chunky, this Fabri-Tac. I probably could have done this with some tacky glue and it would have worked a little bit better. So there is some glue coming out. It's when they get so tiny that it just gets hard to control them. There we go. We got some fancy looking pieces here. Do I ever use a script? I basically do like a list of things to remember to say. But whenever I'm doing the voiceover with like the miniature on screen, I just kind of watch the video and explain what I'm doing while the video's running. But like when I am doing my intro, I'm like, make sure you say this, make sure you say, go down the like row of things I need to remember to say. Kind of surprised you don't do a session of cutting those toothpicks and gluing the decorative sections to make a long repeated decorative pole that you can cut to size later for ornate poles. Well, that's a good idea. If you like do like an entire pre-production of putting something together, that could work. Hi, Lana. Auto-tuned instructions. Okay, so now I'm thinking on this front part, it does have, it's hard to see, some carving. So maybe we could, I got out, I love my punches. So I got out some punches that just had some generic shapes. So we will hopefully not blind you with the reflection. I have some cardstock and I have some extra cardstock. I'm going to do this off because the white paper on the camera does not like white paper. So I'm just going to hole punch some shapes. We'll pull those on here. And I will get some tacky glue for this. I'm not going to use the Fabri-Tac because it's too chunky. Alright, so I just got an assortment of pieces and we'll find a design. There's my tacky glue. I'm going to use this gross lid with old glue stuck in it. But it's still useful, so we're just going to use it. Just saw this was live. That's a cool hearth. Thank you. We are just winging it today. I get more nervous with a script when speaking. I'm focused too much on not messing up the script. Yeah, I think that's partially, I don't know, I can't find my regular toothpicks, so I'm going to use a decorative one. That's okay. But yeah, that's partially, I feel like it's a little bit more flowy if I just kind of say what's happening on screen. But then when I have to re-record it like 6 times, it doesn't feel very flowy anymore. Okay, so I am immediately drawn to these like big teardrop shapes. So, like I said, we're just going for it today. So I'm just going to start sticking them on so that we can have some sort of finished looking fireplace by the time we're done here. I'm just going to kind of make them, try to make them match. We'll see if I can. That's a little bit too much glue. It's funny because I can see if they're even a little bit more on camera than I can in person, because my head is actually like maybe 1.5 feet away from this piece, where usually I'd be all like hunched over it with my face like 2 inches from it. But when I'm on camera, I can't do that. So, oh, thank you, Lana. A piece of pearl cotton or twisted embroidery thread around the arched opening would look like a cabled molding. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll have to, after we do some decorating, I'll have to see if I can find that. I'll do like a pointed in type shape like this. This is my favorite way to make it look like fake wood carvings, is just layers and layers of paper. Now it's got eyes. In speech class, my speeches were shorter and better if I just had an outline versus a script. My professor nicknamed me the preacher. You should touch 3 at the points like a group of leaves. Oh, like bring them together? Oh, I think they're glued down. Yep, those ones are already stuck. This tacky glue, it does grab pretty quickly when it comes to paper. Other things like wood, it'll take a little while, but when it comes to paper, it usually grabs it pretty fast. Add a little bit more glue here. And there we go. So not exactly perfect, but I think it's okay. I used to be an art teacher. I'm not an art teacher anymore. Well, I guess I still am an art teacher. I just teach online. Okay, let's see if we have these smaller ones. Do you think? I think I'll put these smaller ones at the outside edges. Like so. Just give it a little bit more flair. And add this one over here. There we go. And then hopefully I have 2 more. If not, I can cut a little bit more. The little diamonds. Yeah, I can do the little diamonds. Something just flipped on my screen, so I hope y'all are still there. I don't know what just happened. So a little piece like that. Maybe we can put a diamond on the outside here. We'll see. Move that out. And then we'll try the diamonds. Yeah, the toothpick, it is, if you're doing something really small like this, so what I do is I use the edge of the toothpick I'll show you with the diamond. I do the edge of the toothpick with the glue, dab that on, and then I just rub the glue off on my finger. Usually I'm covered with glue by the time I'm done with anything in miniature anyway. And then I use whatever the residual glue that's on there. It's usually not enough to keep it on the toothpick, so it comes off pretty easily when I put it into the glue that's on my piece. So it becomes kind of like one of those like stickum sticks. I don't know if that made sense. I don't even know if that's what they're called, but they have like the sticky things on the end, but this is just like a really easy homemade sticky stick. There we go. And we'll put 2 over here. And 1 more. And then we'll move on to the top, which I think we should probably do the mirror next so that it can be inset. What type of art did you teach? I taught elementary school art, but I was trained and took all the testing needed for all the way up through high school art. And then I also did private lessons. And I did continue to do private lessons until 2020, and then did not do that anymore. You do a video showing homemade tools you use versus store-bought versions. Oh, that's a good idea. I really like that idea. I don't know if I'd actually have that much to add, but I'll keep that in mind, because if I do think of some other homemade things, then I'll kind of keep a list, see what else I come up with. Okay, so we'll keep these little hole punch thingies to the side because we might add some on the top here. Let's get the mirror. So here's the mirror, and I did kind of outline here the size that I wanted it to be. So let me kind of measure what this is and then redraw it as part of my template. This is my paper that I keep taking bits of template out of. I'm going to kind of do this real quick off screen because, as you saw, the camera does not like me using white paper on screen. All right, let me see. Ruler, 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 ruler. Are you going to use a real crystal? Are you talking about the mirror? I'm just using, this is like a mirror paper. I'm actually not quite sure what it's called, but I can, I'll try and remember. So this is 1.5 inches by 1 inch. I'll try and remember and see if I can put it in the description box after the stream is over. I'll see if I can find a link. So 1.5 by 1 inch for the mirror. Sorry, I should have done this beforehand. I got an idea for the size I wanted, but I didn't cut out the template. All right. Luckily, it's just a rectangle, so it didn't take too long. Now I have to find scissors. There they are. Or even just outside the box supply ideas that you could put in a video as well. I mean, we all know your love for hole punches, and that was mind-blowing when I first saw you use them. Yeah, that's a good idea. Could do like a strange and unusual miniature tools. Something like that. Okay, so this is the size of the mirror that I want. So I'm going to cut the mirror a little bit bigger than that. just gonna, and this is nice because you can cut it with scissors. Oops. If your scissors aren't dull like mine. I cut pretty much everything with these scissors, so they definitely need to be sharpened. Okay. So this is bigger than it needs to be, but that's okay because we're gonna cover it up. And I'm halfway tempted to leave the film on here because I don't really like when my mirrors actually reflect anything, because when you take photos, then you get like a reflection of the real world that's around, you know? So, I don't know. Let me show you without the film. You can let me know what you think. If it will ever come off. Maybe we're stuck with the film forever. Come on. You can do it. There we go. All right, so this is what it looks like without the film. So it's still not like super reflective, but you can kind of still see my camera. Oop, lights, sorry. Let me know what you think. Although, hi Nancy, I'm glad you're able to join us. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go with this. It might get a little bit messy. Maybe I'll, yeah, we're just gonna go for it. We're going for it today. I gotta keep reminding myself, we're just going for it today. Sometimes it's nice to sit and think and plan, and sometimes it's nice to just go for it. I'm going to use a small bit of tissue to hold this down so I don't get a gigantic fingerprint. It is going to get tissue dust all over the place, so that's okay. That can be dusted off. I'm just going to push it into the glue. Although the nice thing about the film is that if you can leave it on while you're making your miniature, then take it off at the end. You won't have to worry about smudging it or getting stuff all over it because it has that film. But because I'm going to be putting a frame around it, I kind of have to take it off now. I like the film because it ages the mirror a bit. I might age it myself, so we'll see. Anyway, there we go. Got a mirror in there. And it's not super straight, but that's okay because we're going to be cutting a piece that goes around it. So what I'm thinking I need to cut out now is a second piece like this, just this top part. And I'm going to have to subtract the area or the width of the line here. And then I'm going to cut out the center area to create the frame for the mirror. So I am going to have to do some cutting during this stream, which I like to do ahead of time, but that's okay. We can do it together. So I'm going to use the flat edge here. My camera's like, what are you doing? What do you want me to focus on? So I'm going to try and I'm leaving it off the edge, the width of the popsicle stick, so that I don't have to account for that. And then, what am I doing? Then I'm using a pencil. There we go. Would painting glue that dries clear on the mirror make it cloudy enough? Maybe that would be a good experiment. I would definitely experiment on a piece that isn't permanently attached to your miniature before you do it straight onto the piece you've been working on. But it could definitely. I have a lot of times I have people asking me, could this work? Could this work? And my answer is always try it. Try it and see, because a lot of great miniature techniques are discovered by just trying something out. Like if you have an idea, it could possibly work. It could create a really awesome texture or a really awesome effect that no one's ever figured out before. But always make sure. Bye, Sean. Oh, is Sean back? He's back. Always make sure to test it out on something that's not permanently in your project, because that's a lot less frustrating than having to redo something. Sorry, I'm tracing this on here. It's very fiddly. So I like to do this before the stream so y'all don't have to watch me struggle. But yeah, try it out and see how it works for you, and you may come up with something completely new. Okay, I totally messed this up. There we go. All right, now we've got it going. So not that line. I put the line in the wrong spot, so I just put an X through it so I know which line to cut on. Okay. And then also, I am going to mark out the corners of here. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a really sharp point, and I'm going to push down in the corners, and hopefully that will translate to my chipboard underneath. So I can kind of see it. I can't see the corner one. Let me do that again. There we go. Okay, so now I can see it. Sorry, that was loud. X-Acto. Start cutting this out. How to crackle a mirror. I don't know. I've actually never crackled a mirror before. I have kind of like put scratch marks. It wasn't in a mirror, but it was in some plastic acetate. I've actually taken my X-Acto and like just carefully like carved like where it looked like they were natural cracks in the glass. So you could try that. That'd probably take a while. But yeah. So, but I have not tried to crackle glass before, or crackle a mirror. It'd be a fun thing to try and figure out how to do, because I don't think I've seen anyone else with techniques on how to do that either. Let me know if you've seen it. And it would also be kind of interesting if it worked on actual glass mirrors, or if it worked on the kind of fake plastic mirrors like the one I have. Okay, so these are kind of finicky shapes to cut out. They're not too bad, but they're not too fun either, which is why I'm glad I did most of what I needed beforehand. This is why I do enjoy having the laser cutter, because hand cutting, like my hand, I don't know what it is, but I just get, doesn't matter how lightly I cut, my hand just is like in pain the rest of the day. And I broke the tip off this blade. It does not want to work very well. Come on. Let go. Okay. Well, that's not a very clean cut, but I think there is mirror paint. A ghost in the mirror. That's a good idea. All right, so we got one side kind of cut out. I probably will sand it down a little bit. So if it's not perfectly beautiful, which it won't be. And I'm also not really used to, I'm not really used to cutting chipboard. I'm used to cutting mat board. Chipboard is a little bit tougher, I think. It's a little bit harder to cut through than mat board, in my opinion. Others might have a different opinion on that. But, so it's used to getting to, you have to get used to cutting through different materials. Like the chipboard is a little bit bumpier to cut through because there's more fibers, more different types of fibers like in the paper. But cutting through mat board, it's usually just really flat paper. And so there's not as many chunks and there's not as many bumps along the cut while you're cutting through it. So you just kind of have to get used to cutting through new materials, and I'm just not used to cutting through chipboard yet. All right, so there's the general shape. I cut this a little bit better. Cut this a little bit better. Okay, and then I can cut out the center, which will be kind of the area for the mirror. Okay, I'm gonna do this close to my face. I gotta connect the dots for the hole. These are the holes that I pushed in with my tweezers, my sharp nose tweezers. I just pushed in a hole at each corner, and now I'm just connecting those dots so that I know where I need to cut. And it saved me from having to cut into my pattern, which was nice. Okay, so now I have the area that I need to cut out. I'm gonna cut that out. I have hand troubles. I've had surgery on both hands for carpal tunnel and several fingers for trigger fingers. Yeah, it is kind of an issue, I think, for miniaturists and artists of all different kinds, just making sure to take care of your hands. And yeah, and especially when you're struggling with carpal tunnel, yeah, you have to make sure and take care of those. And it gets hard, like all this is really hard on your hands. All right, so I'm just gonna try to carefully cut this square out, and then we can attach it to our mirror. I'm going slow, trying to control the blade, because like I said, it is kind of, the chipboard material just, it can kind of catch a chunk in the chipboard and kind of send your blade in a direction you're not really expecting it to go. So it can be a little tough to cut through. Okay, so I do feel like one side is not right, so I'm just going to extend it on this side. It's just by like maybe a very small sliver that it's not even. So I'm going to cut off just a little bit more to try and even it up. A little repositional spray glue helps hold your piece when you're cutting. Oh, that's a good tip. Off to do medical stuff with my wife. Well, be safe. Be safe out there. Okay, so I'm just going to cut off this sliver, and then hopefully we can glue this on and continue on with our fireplace. All right. That feels a bit more even to me. But I have noticed, like I used to be able to look at something and make sure that it was even. And recently I feel like that power has been disappearing. And I'll be working on something, and then by the time I get done with it, I'm like, that's not even close to even. I don't know what I was thinking. And so I have to really kind of check myself and recheck and recheck. Okay, so it looks like I need to cut off some more off the bottom because I can see a gap here. So I need to cut off the same amount that's kind of overlapping here is how much I need to cut off the bottom so that it'll sit even. I'm going to cut that off real quick. And this is making room for this mantelpiece right here. Because I want it to sit on top of the mantelpiece since it can't go behind it. All right. And there we go. Now it fits, and it's encasing our mirror. Yay! I am going to try and clean off this mirror if possible before gluing stuff to it. It's got little particles from the tissue on it. Okay, that's a little bit better. Just use your sleeve. It's fine. Did you ever do the magnifying glasses giveaway? Yes, I did. I announced the winner in the Beetlejuice clothing video, but they have not gotten back to me yet. So I'm going to try for another week to maybe get in contact with them. And then if I just never hear back from them, then I might have to move on to someone else. And I hate doing that because I hate that maybe like life is busy for them and they just didn't see it. But I got to give the glasses away to somebody. So I'm going to give her another week, I think. All right, so now I'm just going to glue this straight on. We're moving forward. And hopefully we'll get close to being somewhat finished. At least with the building part of it. I really didn't know how much we would get done, but we're getting pretty far, I think. So my mirror is probably a little bit bigger than the one on the screen, but that's okay. We don't mind a big mirror. Try not to squish it too much because I don't want glue to come out on my mirror. It's coming out just a little bit there, but that'll dry and you won't be able to tell. The person who won the name, I think it was like SRGT Biggles. Okay, so let's see. The next thing I think would be to work on the very top. And for that, this is where we get to the part where I didn't really think anything else out. I'm wondering if I should do kind of build it out with some sticks up here. What do y'all think? Super random, I just jumped on, but I love your videos so much and they are slightly like ASMR for me. Thank you. I did think about like, I don't know if people would like this because I'm such a talker and I enjoy talking videos, and I know other people who probably watch my videos enjoy talking videos just because I talk so much in my videos. I did think like about maybe making a video where it's just crafting sounds while I make something, but I don't know. Like I've seen other channels try to make ASMR videos because people have asked for it and then it just doesn't do very well. So I don't know. Are you going to do the shelves on the side? I'm not quite sure yet. This is where I haven't gotten quite done. I haven't done very well with the planning side. So I'm wondering if I should put it maybe down here and then kind of do the shelves out of the same thing and just do a very thin area up top. Voltaren cream works wonders for arthritis pain. Keep talking. Let's see. The reason I like talking videos is because I usually watch videos while I'm making something. And so I want to be like down working on stuff. And then whenever someone says, now I'm going to use this, I want to look up and see what they're doing. But I also want to be able to work on my stuff. Like I don't usually just sit and do nothing and watch a video. So if they're not talking, I don't know what's happening on the video. So that's why I like talking. Yeah. I think that's probably most of my viewers love doing something while watching the videos. And so it makes sense for me to talk and tell you what's happening. I do not enjoy ASMR. I have the same reaction as people who are freaked out by the word. Build the top like the sides with 4 layers. So add these on like so. Or just build up this part. I could just build up this part here. Because on this one, it's pretty open. It just has the spindles that are sticking out. So maybe I'll just build up this. I don't know if I'll do 4, maybe I'll do 3. And then maybe cut another piece that mirrors it. We'll see. This will probably be one that I'll do kind of like the couch, where I'll continue making it and filming it after we're done with the live stream, just because I gotta feed kids and all that kind of stuff. But everyone seemed to really enjoy the editing of the couch that I did in the last live stream. So I'll do the same thing for this, and then people can watch it and you'll be able to see me finish it and paint it and put it in place and everything. Just the upper part. Okay. Top only. Okay. All right. I think we're all on this. Looks like we're on the same page. So I'm going to build out the top, but I'm only going to do 3. Yeah, 3 of these, I think. So let me cut that one. Bye, Betsy. I like talking. It explains stuff that isn't always obvious from the pictures, or if you look away to do things like you said. And I like to also watch videos like while I'm cooking, and so like you can't always just have your eyes on the video. So I do have some videos that I watch where it is just them making something, but those are rare, and usually like I'll save them to watch later when I know I have, like, you know, if I'm eating lunch or something and I'm specifically not making something at that moment. But those moments are rare. So those videos get fewer watches when they don't have talking. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Kat. All right, so we're going to build up 3 layers for this top piece, and then I will try and do the shelves. I'm not quite sure how, but we'll try them. Never hurts to try. All right, so I'm going to build this up on the top here, and here we go. Here we go with the Fabri-Tac, because it's going to grab hold of these pieces pretty quickly. And then maybe we'll cut another piece that matches the back. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like so. This actually went together pretty pretty easy so far. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm actually coloring while watching you. I have so many coloring books. I need to get back into them. I had them as a teacher, and I would look for the ones that specifically didn't have like copyright issues with them. Like it was okay for you to like copy, and then because I wanted to have the kids in my class be able to detail color something rather than just like a something where the areas were huge. Like I think when the you have the small adult coloring details, you have to think more about where you're putting colors and what colors you're using and how it's going to look in the end. So I have a lot of those. The little shelves could be cut from the round end of the stir sticks. Yeah, I might try that. These poor little round ends of the sticks hardly ever get used. Hi, June. Okay. So now we've got 3 sticks here. Building this out, and yeah, I'll end in about 10 minutes or I'm going to get kids in here asking for food. They're pretty on time when it comes to their stomachs. I just want to say thank you for introducing me to the art of miniatures. I love your content and I'm so excited for the Beetlejuice house. Thank you, Ashton. Thank you for the super chat. I am so excited for the Beetlejuice house, but I'm also a little bit intimidated to get started because I am going to be trying to build it from scratch, and I have never built an entire dollhouse from scratch. So yeah, that's my plan. I've been working on a small quilt while watching the live stream while waiting for the paint to dry on a miniature bed. I love seeing finished beds with quilts on them. They're so cool. Have to head off now. Bye, Akikens. Okay, oh, scary. Okay. I don't know why it takes me so long to glue these down and get them straight. Here we go. Kids are so weird with wanting food things, like, didn't I feed you yesterday? So strange. I keep a snack bowl for them where they have they always have access to the snack food, because if they didn't, I would be constantly just feeding them. But they'll always still come in and try and get something, because usually it's like healthier stuff. It's stuff that I want them to eat, but that's not like what they're craving. So I'll still get them come in and be like, I want a different snack. So sometimes I'll give in, and sometimes I'll say, well, have you had anything from the snack bowl today? You probably should have something from the snack bowl before you get something different. So that has really helped, especially during this time where we're all together all the time. It's really helped having them be in charge of their own snacking decisions most of the time. So, but yeah, they definitely try to get the unhealthy stuff when they can. All right, so I am going to just draw around. Oh, y'all can't even see what I'm doing. I'm just drawing around the very top part here to create the top cover, and I just want it to match what I already have. And I think I am going to maybe try and mimic the shape here. So I think, let me put it on my grid here. So if I put this on my grid, about halfway right here is the halfway mark. So it looks like it comes down like this. Just kind of eyeballing it, and I'll try and remember to trace this so I have a template that I can share with y'all when I have it finished. So something like that, just to give it a little bit more ornate. I don't know if I'm going to try and do the extremely ornate part because it's so tiny. So like that. Oh, now I have to cut it out again. Although the nice thing about chipboard is that you can cut it with scissors. Let me see if I can cut this with scissors. Oh my gosh, why was I not doing this beforehand? I forget. It does sometimes warp it a little bit depending on how sharp your scissors are, and mine are not super sharp. But the nice thing about chipboard is that you can cut it with scissors, as opposed to mat board. You cannot cut with scissors at all. Not a good idea. Suddenly got hungry. My granddaughter is the opposite way with snacking. She would rather eat cheese and veggies than cookies. That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Should have done this beforehand, would have gone a lot faster. Okay, I'm gonna try and cut from this area. Hopefully no, my scissors aren't gonna do that. I'm just gonna cut this piece off because this is getting in the way, and then cut up and over and down. Okay, so we have a piece like this, and let me trace it on my pattern before I get too far and forget. And like I said, when I edit this down, I will definitely add in this pattern that I'm creating here on live stream, so that if you want to make one too, you can, and I'll try and provide it in 1/12 scale and half scale, which I'm working in, which is basically me just blowing it up by 200%. Okay, I've got it traced. We're good to go. Good on you for gently moving them towards better snacks. My grandma had a sticker with my name put on the cheese drawer in the fridge when I was little. My granddaughter's treat, requested by name last time I went shopping, dill pickles and black olives. Smaller, more delicate scissors warp the board less when cutting fine details. Okay, I think I have some. I'll have to get some if I can't find mine. All right, so this will kind of go on like this, like so, and it kind of gives a little bit of detail to the top of the mirror, which I like. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this on, and then we'll kind of talk about the mirror, or the shelves, and what I can do with that. Shelves and the toothpicks, which I think we're running out of time quickly, so I might have to do that during the edited video. So, and then also the string detail that was mentioned, I'll do that during the edited video also. So there we go. So what will probably happen is the toothpicks will kind of get put in. Here, let me go ahead and cut one. Maybe I'll do it this way. We did have the idea earlier about using both ends, but this end will actually be hidden underneath here. But I could try and add a a bead on it to see if it gives it a little bit more interest, but it'll have to be a bead that fits on the toothpick. So. That moment when a 6-year-old is smarter about food choices than you are. Okay, here, let me use my tweezers because my fingers are too big for this. Oh, there they are. It's like they're not in their case. Where are they? All right, so basically this would kind of go flying across the table. Hold on. Bye, Sabine. So it kind of go in like that. Oops. So there's actually not a ton of room for the shelf. Doing it this way. Wonder if putting it on top would be better. And then I'd have to figure out how to finish it off. I don't know. What do y'all think? Should I try to add the shelf or just leave the shelf off? The shelf is very Victorian, for sure. Do I need to send bigger beads? I don't know. I think I have some that would fit on a toothpick. That might work really well towards the top there. I don't know if the alphabet beads would work. They might be too big. I missed a video where you share how you started in art and then miniatures and who you've been inspired by. I have a couple Q&A videos that might answer some of those questions. One of them is from quite a long time ago, and then the other one was towards the end of last year, I think. I probably need to make a Q&A playlist so you could find it easier. No shelves, no shelves. No shelves. Okay, yeah, I think I'd probably leave the shelf off, but I think the toothpick will add some cool interest. And I think I probably want to paint it before I add this on. I have a question about your cutters. Since I saw you use them, does the base rotate in some way to set the angle, or do you visually line it up? Where'd they go? So the only thing that rotates is this piece. And you can rotate it and it kind of clicks in place because it has these grooves. And so then you can cut it. So if I want to cut something in a different dimension, or if I want to cut it on a different axis, I just flip it and then change the angle. So the only thing that rotates is this piece that's stuck on there. See. Cut the toothpick to fit under the edge of the piece of chipboard so that it doesn't go behind it, it just fits. Yeah, I might have to play around with that to see how it'll look. Unless you already have an idea for a shelf, it may be good to leave it off. Yeah, it's going to be super tiny, and I'm not sure if I could actually make something that would fit on there, like as far as accessories. The price of fancy toothpicks will go up once the manufacturer finds out miniaturists use them for fancy wood spindles. Yeah, these were cheap, actually. I think I've seen some fancier ones other people have been using, but whenever I see fancy toothpicks, I buy them. Because they're not just like you can go to the grocery store and there's like all these to choose from. I'm going to go ahead and grab the house just so that you can kind of see it up against the brick wall, because I want to see it up against the brick wall. I always love making something and then actually seeing it in place. So let me grab that real quick. I'm going to make this bigger, and then that's probably where we're going to end the stream. So let me grab the house. Hold on. As I knock everything over. pull up my microphone. All right, so let me see if I can get a good angle so y'all can see. We're gonna see this together for the first time, how it looks in here. So it's gonna fit like this. And of course, painted brown. So it'll fit just like that. And here's the hole that it's kind of covering. And then I'll have the brick background, like so. Ta-da! And then I'll put on the other side. It looks almost exactly the same. I have a video over how I did this brick wall in here. One side I think is paper, and this side I know is clay. So it's kind of fun experimenting with that. So here it is in the dining room on the other side. So let me know your thoughts. It would be interesting to do, oops, I'm losing it, to do two of them and then paint one like all like 70s like colors. Oh my goodness. Everything's falling. All right. Well, we made most of a fireplace together today, and I really like how it's turning out, and I don't think it's going to take that many more steps to finish it off. So super fun. Thank y'all for the ideas and for the suggestions, and thank you for letting me know your opinions about the music, because I'll be adjusting that and playing with that. You have a coat rack bench seat thing. Will it fit in the entryway of the Fairfield by where you cut the door to the kitchen? I'll have to see. I actually have it that I have painted for the Fairfield. I'll grab it real quick. So I did paint this in a stream a while back, this little piece here, and I put mushrooms on one side. So it kind of sits like this. In your shop you have, oh, okay, I already answered that one. There was a 70s thing of painting a bunch of picture frames white and hanging them empty on the wall, then paint the mantle to match. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to look that up. Huh. That would be pretty easy to do, and I think that would be kind of a cool effect. I have another tool question. I know you have your fancy wood tool box, but I've seen, have you seen any other boxes out there that are readily available? My stuff is everywhere and making me crazy. Hold on. I have to go under the desk. Look for a video that has this thing in the thumbnail, and it talks all about like my to-go kit, but this has been an awesome toolbox just to have everything in there. The top opens separately from the bottom, so I keep all my small tools in the top and all my bigger tools and paints and stuff in the bottom. So there is a video over that on my channel. I think it was not this past December, but the December before that. Somewhere around there. Is the captain's desk kit available? It is in the making. I actually had a prototype sitting on my desk a while ago. It is missing. I am currently working on some more half-scale pieces for the Fairfield because I've been kind of lacking on half-scale. But those will come out, and then the captain's desk is the next big furniture kit that's going to come out. It just takes me a while to get there. But yes, the desk pattern is free in the description box of my video, so if you don't want to wait for the kit, you can cut it yourself if you have the cutting machine, or you can do it by hand. All right, well, I think that's it for today. I have got to go feed the children. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I will see y'all in March. So we'll do another stream in March. And either here or in the comments below this video, let me know what the next thing you think I need to do. I need to definitely finish the roof. I was going to do that off camera. So I need to do that. And yeah, we'll continue in the living room, dining room area maybe, because I like kind of focusing on an area. But yeah. All right, y'all have an amazing day. Stay warm if you're cold. Stay safe. And yes, happy Valentine's Day. We're pretty close to Valentine's Day. Have a good Valentine's Day. And I will talk to y'all soon. Bye. Oh, gotta find the button. It's way up there. Bye, everyone.